Mississippi's Innovating Kayaker is sponsored by Mama Bear Health, an asynchronous telemedicine platform for pediatric patients. So we're headed off to Cordova, and the goal is to get to Missouri this trip, and so we've got a 5.5 hour drive ahead of us. We are staying at a VRBO. On the other side of that hill, you can see the river. Thought it was only $119, but they have a $150 cleaning fee, which is so irritating. But this is what I want to show. Brought both of my kayaks today. This is my new kayak. It's a Wilderness Tsunami, 14.5 foot. After our last incident with Lock 13, decided to get a new kayak. I'm parked at Lock 14 because for the first time I'm stuck because there's a barge in the lock. They told me it would be about between 45 minutes and an hour, and so I'm just gonna sit here and chill out. So these houses are obviously new, but if you look, they're right on the river and they have like one window. This look is really weird because there's this bridge and the dam is actually kind of down from here. So I was second guessing myself, still am. Actually, the lock is opening, so it's okay, but yeah, it's freaky. Those are... It is hot. I called this guy at the EPA before I started last year and I asked him if it was safe to filter and drink the water. He told me that after you get past Coon Rapids in Minnesota, it was not safe. You couldn't even boil it enough to get all of the viruses out. And he said the heavy metals and stuff. So because of the flooding, I'm even more paranoid. I usually will just, dip my hands in and throw the water all over my face. So what I did this time was I brought a spray bottle. It's like, I think it's almost 100 today, something like that. But this, that feels good. This, nothing tastes better than a cup of mandarin oranges when I'm doing these hot days. They're just the most delicious thing. It's unbelievable how good they are. We are at Fairport and we stayed at a little campground. And I'm just kicking off. It's like 7 o'clock. My goal is to do 40 miles today. I like the new kayak a lot. It handles really well with the waves, with wreck boats. I'm not really sure what city this is. So today is August 4th, and I'm going to do a short day today, about 27 miles. The reason is that I was awake until 1 o'clock because of some people in a campground. It would be super industrialized moving forward. It's not, and in fact, we have barely any cell signal. I mean, it's on and off, and when we do have a cell signal, it's like one bar. And it's pretty freaky for Greg and me because we're trying to plan where to do the pickup. And he was running all over the place yesterday trying to find a place where he could pull me out because most of the boat launches were shut down, chained up because they're still recovering from all of the flooding. Here are piles of wood on the bank. And I believe that is from the flooding. And I haven't been on the river since the big, man, is that a long tugboat? The longest one that I've seen so far. We got up a little late because we stayed at this Spring Lake Park campground, which is pretty close to this place. I think it's like 10 minutes away. We had quite the drama last night. But at 10 o'clock at night, a car pulled up and parked right in front of our tent, and sat there for a minute, and Greg jumped up and went out and yelled at those guys, but then we decided that it was like out of a horror movie so we ended up packing everything up at 10 o'clock at night and moving out to a Comfort Inn, which was just fantastic. It was so nice and cool. And it seems that is the one channel, that's the main channel, and then that is just an off, like a slough or something, and it looks so, it's not white at all. Hello! So this is my first law enforcement officer, and he had to check that I had my PFD and my sticker.
And we're perfect.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. It's about 7:30, and I've kayaked I think 37 miles today. I'm really tired.
Yep. Thomas Scully, Locking Dam 19, Keokuk, Iowa.
Lock 19, and it goes down about 30 feet or more. Tom and Tom, cool guys. My husband had to call the lock because I was so late getting in. The wind in pool 19 was pretty challenging for me today. It's dusk, so Greg had to come and get me right after the lock. It was my hands from the new paddle, and then this hand. So I've decided that I hate the new paddle. So I even got bruises from it. And then I have blisters on my arms. I used my zinc oxide all over my face and my body, but I still got a lot of sun. And I'm really glad to be done today. Ready to go home.